Hello, Pac Northwest Conference. Here we come to you in August. Can you believe
August.
that it is August already?
Can't believe it's August. I can't believe it's the end of July. Yeah, it's August. Crazy.
Now, where I'm at, we know that it's July and August because half the state is on fire. So
Southern Oregon as well. Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
praying for all those people that are in the path of that. Well, we have some fun things to highlight this month, and the first one that we want to highlight is Unite. And Unite is the gathering for our students that happens every
Hmm.
3 years, and it just happened. And Greg was privileged to be there at San Diego State University for Unite West. And I was just hoping, Greg, that you could share with us just a couple of things that really kind of made a big impact on you just being with these teens and listening to their heartbeats.
I would love to share a couple things. This year, we had it on two campuses. We had it at San Diego State and at Bowling Green University. And in total, there are about 3,600 students, participants that were part in the aggregate there between the two campuses. We had about 300 participants from the Pacific Northwest Conference that joined about 1,500 others there at San Diego State. A good portion of the conference team got to go. This is one of the most important things that we do together. This is one of the most fruitful things that we do together. And it was really important for us to be there to support our youth workers and pastors and all the folks that traveled with our students to be there. It was really a fantastic, fantastic time. Jill, couple highlights. Numbers are a highlight for sure, but I would say seeing the students break off into small groups after main stage. And this is where I may say the magic happened, right? This was the special sauce, Joe, where you would look throughout the campus and there were small groups all over under trees and under, in the porch areas of buildings and meeting and knowing that they were processing all that they were experiencing and processing important questions. They were examining their relationship with Jesus. They were examining these hard issues that they're struggling with and bringing with them, and having anticipating having to go back home and face them. But these small group times were really special times when kids and adults did business with God and prayed together and cried together and laughed together and just opened up their lives to Jesus. A second highlight I'll give you, Jill, is I just love being in the main stage time, the big, half the stadium, massive stadium arena with students that just let go. But when you create this setting where it's their thing, and they've put so much into getting there, so many fundraisers and different things that students did to get there. And it's just their space.
They just let go.
Things let go. And just watching the kids just let themselves go in worship throughout the entire week. It's just a taste of heaven. It's just an amazing privilege to be there and share that time with them. And they got their worship on in beautiful ways. It was wonderful.
Well, one of the other things we've talked about is we have through the course of these discussions, and then some of your writing and other things, we've talked a lot about discipleship this year, and the Unite team used a special resource that you were kind of describing to me, but it was very impactful, and I think it'd be interesting for all of us to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard, the Covenant did partner with a parachurch organization that is called CIY, and they introduced a journal resource. And the theme for the week was the rest of your life. At first glance, you think, oh, the remainder of your life, the rest of your years, right? But it was more about resting and
Mm,
Sabbathing and creating space in your life because our lives, especially kids' lives, are so stuffed full of noise and activity and movement, right? And
yes.
so this journal was introduced called Rhythms. And we'll put some highlights in the show notes here, somehow, some way, for you to be able to look at what's involved in here. Basically, it's a 21-day commitment where every day you're kneeling 3 times a day. So once you wake up, once in time during the day, and once before you go to sleep, to spend some time kneeling before the Lord. Doesn't have to be long. You read through Psalm 23 every day. You read through a chapter of John every day. Thus, John has 21 chapters, the 21-day challenge, right? So you're reading a chapter a day through John. And then you have different things that you do. So one of the daily things you do is a 21-minute walk outside, rain or shine, by yourself without your phone or smartwatch. Okay. You can walk with somebody else, but you have to be disconnected and walk for 21 minutes. I think, again, it's creating that space. It's
Right.
putting away the distractions, right? It's not just the walk for walk's sake, but it's to walk in the presence of the Lord, right? And then this is a big one that is really a struggle, but there's only 90 minutes of social media and or video game time a week that is allowed.
Oh, wow. That's a lot for some.
Yeah, no, this is the hardest one when they were following some of the students on the video example for sure. But again, it's a 21-day challenge just to try to quiet the noise, to try to quiet the voices, and to create more space. And then every week has like special assignments. And so, like some of the special assignments the first week is to write 3 letters to people. So take 10 to 15 minutes and choose 3 people, could be family, could be anybody else that you want to write a letter to, handwritten letter. Okay. The second week is 3 acts of service, kind of similarly, just pick 3 people to do something sacrificially for. And then week 3 is to above and beyond what you may already do naturally for your family to create 3 special connections with a family member. And
Wow.
so kind of like special things to put on top of these other rhythms. There's a lot of stuff that's
Yeah.
in here. And
But
Mary,
really, really intentional things.
very intentional things, very intentional, very not exactly easy, but it makes a lot of sense to try that out, to
Right.
do a time of fasting in a sense, but not just fasting to release something, fasting of adding something as well, right?
Right. Right.
Beautiful
How do
thing.
you think we can add that kind of intentionality into our own prayer life, discipleship time? What's good resources for that?
Let me start with a Proverb 6. I really love this proverb. I used to use it to joke around with my kids when they are sleeping too much or whatever, but it reads, as a door turns on his hinges, so a sluggard, a lazy person turns on their bed. Right. The Proverbs talks a lot about discipline and a lot about laziness, but get this one, very familiar from Proverbs 3, right? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him and he will make your paths straight. Repeat, like put that on repeat a couple times about in all your ways submit to him and he will make your path straight. I think the discipleship journey, Joe, can often be a little curvy, but not because the Lord is taking us that way, but because we make it that way. We make it difficult. And I think part of the discipleship journey is learning how do we better submit everything to God?
Right.
Because then our paths will be made straight. And so maybe we need more fasting like this. Maybe we need more, like we know we need more prayer. We know we need to turn our phones off. We know we need to stop playing those games or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Uh, but maybe we can do this as a start.
Let's do that. So Greg has 10 copies of
And
that.
extra copies. Yeah.
So 10 copies of this rhythm journal. If this is something that interests you, or if you're a youth leader and you think it'd be, you didn't have a chance to go to Unite and you think it might be a great resource for your teens, whoever.
Let's have them email the first 10 that email office at pacnwc.org. Mary and I are going to start it. Here's our 2 copies. We made that commitment to try it out. And I think social media is going to be really tough for both of us. But I want to encourage you all to see what your students have committed to, see what the youth group is doing, and
That's
maybe
right. Turn off the TikTok, Greg.
that's right.
All right, so we have fall just right around the corner, and we have some things going on. Again, part of discipleship is being together and worshiping together, learning together, and growing together, and we have some opportunities for that.
Yeah, and the youth continue to have more opportunities in the fall with Mud and Thunder. So Thunder is going to be October 11th through 13th, and Mud November 15th through 17th. But women, hey, come out! There's going to be a great line of speakers that are going to be at the Women's Retreat. That will be September 20th through the 22nd. You can go to the conference website for registration. Hopefully, you can grab max women from your church to go. And then clergy and ministers, we've got our retreat coming up the next in September as well, the 25th through the 27th. And my predecessor, my dear beloved predecessor, Mark Novak, will be our speaker. So we're really looking forward to being with Mark.
Absolutely, that'll be a great time. So, big thanks to camp staff and youth leaders that have been running. Seems like ragged all summer they run, and so we just wish you a time of refreshment and a time of peace as you gear up for the fall season. And we, as a staff, are praying for you all and just love each and every one of you. So happy almost fall.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, camp staff.